Hello everyone, I'm Erin from WebNazar, your digital lens on everything trending. Today, we're diving into another important story, idea, or innovation shaping our world.
You're in the middle of building a complex new feature, and suddenly you have to stop. You need to bump a version number, fix a broken pipeline, or write a dozen boilerplate tests. It breaks your flow. Jules is an autonomous coding agent built to take on those exact tasks. You hand off the ticket, and Jules handles the execution in the background. In this quick start, we are going to go from a completely blank dashboard to a finished AI-generated pull request ready for review, without you having to write a single line of code. Delegating routine maintenance to an agent clears your queue, leaving you with the time and energy to build complex features. Step 1 is setting up the environment. Head over to jules.google.com. To follow along, you will need an active Google account and an existing GitHub repository. First, sign in with your Google credentials. Once you're in, the dashboard will immediately prompt you to connect your GitHub account. This authorization step allows Jules to actually do the work. It needs secure, scoped access to read your codebase context and write new commits back to your branches. Pay close attention to this screen. A common mistake here is skipping the step where you select which repositories Jules can actually see. You need to explicitly choose all repositories or manually check the specific projects you want to work on. If you skip this, your Jules dashboard will be empty. Correctly scoping repository permissions up front ensures the AI has the necessary context to operate within your project's security boundaries. Now that we're connected, let's set up our first task. Use the Repo Selector dropdown to pick your project, and then select the specific working branch you want Jules to target. Below that is the prompt input box. This is where you actually steer the agent. A successful prompt is highly specific. You need to provide the exact action, the function name, and the target file notion. For example, add a test for parse query string function in utils.js. If you want Jules to follow your project's specific conventions, you can add a file named agents.md to the root of your repository. Jules automatically reads this to learn your rules before it starts working. Click the Give Me a Plan button to submit the task. When your browser asks, enable notifications so you can step away and get alerted when the next step is ready. Pairing a specific prompt with a dedicated configuration file allows you to define exact project requirements for the agent to follow. Once you click Submit, Jules provisions a secure, isolated cloud virtual machine and clones your codebase directly into it. Inside that environment, it automatically installs your project dependencies, analyzes the relevant files, and calculates a step-by-step strategy to complete your request. When it finishes calculating, Jules presents a text-based execution plan back to you on the dashboard. Take a moment to audit this list. You want to verify the exact file paths Jules intends to modify, like utils.js and utils.test.js, and then click Approve. This mandatory review step acts as a safety mechanism, ensuring you've confirmed which files will be touched before any changes are committed to the VM. With the plan approved, Jules goes to work. It autonomously writes the code, applies the changes, and runs existing verification tests, entirely within its virtual machine. Once finished, you'll see a side-by-side diff viewer. You can compare your original code base